Hey everybody, I'm Corinne Blackstone, this is my cat Magnolia, and welcome to my craft room. She is very needy, and I feel like this video is great for people who have needy kids, needy pets, or you're just really a busy person. So before we get started, be sure to sign up for my monthly newsletter at my website, CorinneBlackstone.com. You'll find lots of fun stuff over there. But in today's video, I'm going to show you how to run 2 Cricuts at the same time. This is super fun, super easy, and especially if you're doing something that requires like a lot of cuts, or you have a cut that you're making that's really going to take a long time, but you need to do something else at the same time, this is the perfect tutorial for you. So let's get started. I'm going to show you how easy this really is to do. I think you will be really surprised.
Whatever we would do, we do it just for fun.
So I'm going to show you guys how to use Cricut Design Space to run 2 Cricuts at the same time. This is super fun, super easy, and if you're somebody who makes a lot of stuff, it can really save you a ton of time. So just for simple sake, I'm just going to use some images from Cricut Design Space just so that we can show you how to do this and not really have to, design anything. So I'm just going to select a couple of things to throw into my Design Space, and I'm just going to make them on to, let's do cardstock. That seems pretty easy. So let's look up project type and let's look up cards and let's see what we can find. I already found a tag. I'll resize some of this stuff down just so it's a little bit easier to use, but I will say Design Space is running just a wee bit slow today, which is okay. It's no big deal. Totally fine, it happens, but I want to be able to write so that it'll take a little bit longer so that I can really show you what this does. So I'll just add these 2 pieces to my canvas. Now, like I said, I'll probably size them down just to make sure that they fit better onto our page. But again, this has been running just a little bit slow. So let's give it a minute to load our images. Now that it's loaded our images, I'll just go ahead and pull them over to the side just to look at them, make sure they're a good size. They'll both fit onto the cardstock sheet. So what I'm going to actually do is go to color sync really quick, and I'm just going to make the card the same color as the tag. That way they just cut on the same like piece of cardstock. That way I don't have to really worry about it too much. Now, if we want to run a second Cricut at the same time, what I'm going to do first is click Make It. Now the next thing that we need to do is click File and New Window. It's going to open a second window for our Cricut, hopefully. It's being just a little bit slow today. And I'm going to actually select my Maker 3, but you can select whatever machine you want to use. I'm just going to use my Maker 3. And let's go ahead and choose New Project. I'm going to go back over to this screen and just click Continue, because I'm going to let this one connect to my Maker. I do have both of my machines plugged in and both of them on when doing this. I have discovered it's best to just have them both on, plugged in, ready to go. That way it can connect. So we'll let that guy connect over here, and we're going to do light cardstock. So we'll just select that, let that sit for a minute. Go over to your next project, and again, I'm just going to use some images from Cricut Design Space. Again, just to kind of make life easier, and let's do, for this one, let's do operation type. Let's just do draw only, and we'll see. Oh, here, let's do cut and draw, and we'll just find a couple other images. Again, I'm doing this so that they last a little bit longer, and that way we can see them both running at the same time. So let's just go ahead and choose a few things over here just for funsies, and we'll put those onto our canvas. I just chose random small things. That way I could cut a couple of them on the cardstock. Now that we have our images, all I'm going to do is, again, just use that color sync and make sure they're all the same color. That way we can just cut them on the same sheet of cardstock. It'll just be a lot easier. Now that they're all the same color, go ahead and click Make It. Now, because this one is for the Maker 3, it is going to ask me if I want to cut this on my mat, which I do. So I'm just going to choose For Any Material and click Done. Then it's going to show me my mat, looks fine, and click Continue. Once it's connected to my Maker 3, I'm just going to, again, choose light cardstock. Now here it's telling us everything that we need to load, which it did on the other machines settings as well. But now we're ready to load our machines and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and put the pens in and load the mats and show you guys how they're going to both cut at the same time. So for the purpose of this, I already loaded my pens, I've loaded my mats. I'm just using some scrap paper. So what I'm gonna do first is let me load the Maker 3. I wouldn't normally load them this direction, but you know. So we'll load the Maker 3 because this one takes just a little bit longer. And then I'm gonna load my Maker. Now make sure that obviously the machines are clear in the back and that you're not gonna hit each other in the front. And then I'll wait for this one to get ready for me to hit the go button. And then I'm just gonna hit the go button on both of them. And they're both gonna work at the same time. So if you ever needed to cut multiple things, do any kind of extra work like that, you can do that using 2 different machines. Okay, so the regular Maker is done. I did put less on this to draw and stuff. So the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to pop my pen out. Now I knew this wasn't going to cut very well because this is like cheap paper, so I just didn't care since this was just a tester. The Maker 3 should be getting ready to cut now, but I'll go ahead and pop this out so you guys can see. It did cut out my tag. It didn't do a great job on my card, but like I said, I kind of knew it wouldn't. I didn't really use great paper. This isn't paper I would typically cut. But look at that. It really did a nice job there, so it definitely worked. And then it's just cutting around on our Maker 3. So let's let that one finish, and then I'll show you what that looks like. All right, that one is now finished, so I'll go ahead and unload. And I will pop the pen out. I'll have to go around the back to reach that one. So we'll go ahead and pop the pen out. That's just as simple as opening the clamp and then pulling up on the pen and putting the cap back on. And then I just stick it back in there. Let me go ahead and close these real quick. And again, this isn't going to cut great just because this is not cardstock I would cut on the Maker, but it was just some random stuff that I had. But look at that. I know it's all curly. It's fine. But look, it cut beautifully. It really did a nice job. And I ran them both at the same time from the same computer, and it worked really, really well. Again, not paper I would usually use. This is really thin paper. It's like some leftover cardstock that I had from some scrapbook stuff. But look at that. It's all cut out, really easy, super simple. So if you do want to run 2 Cricuts at the same time, you absolutely can do that. It's super simple. I hope that this helped you guys. If you are somebody who needs to run a lot of things, if you've got a lot of work coming, things like that, this is a great way to really lessen the amount of time that you're spending making different things. If you have any questions about how to run 2 Makers or anything else, let me know. You can run 2 Makers, a joy in a Maker. You can run just about anything together. So if you have any questions, let me know in those comments. I hope you guys had so much fun checking out this really fun, easy, quick tutorial. Have a wonderful day, and as always, happy crafting!